All right, the Bland Boys are back once again, and in today's video, it's going to be a bit different from the other ones we filmed. If you don't even know who we are and you haven't seen our videos before, we've been recording a few tutorial videos on some of the basic functions and the more advanced ones in Bland AI. So if you want to check out how to do conversational pathways, label pathways, or use condition options or global prompts and global nodes, we got tons of videos on those. So check those out in the description below. Today's more of a not a podcast, but a sauce cast.
Yeah,
So we're going to go through the next 10, 12 minutes and riff off some of the tips and tricks that we found to really get yourself from good to great when actually using this Bland tool.
sure.
And to help me do that, I've got the guru, the expert, the legend, Taha here to walk us through it.
I try. Thanks, Mark. It's always a pleasure. In this video, yeah, like you mentioned, I'm basically going to go over the best findings over the last probably what 2-3 months that we've been building these agents seriously. And this is stuff like this. We'll have a Google Doc with all of the stuff I'm going to go through, but this is seriously stuff that would have helped me out so much if I had known it initially. So, as is the theme with playing the other videos, would not because we you can have the lessons without the scars. That's what we're trying to do. Right. If we cut down your learning time from even if you've been using Bland for a long time, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go through all of the pain of figuring this stuff out.
Yeah, so even if you want to put this on 1.5x speed, go for it. It's just going to be rapid fire, nugget after nugget.
Tips and tricks for building effective AI agents. Now, this will be a lot shorter, so I think this Google Doc will link it somewhere. But basically, first one, if you're not already using it, I'm going to assume that you have some level of familiarity with Bland. And for those who are unaware, Bland is the conversational pathways, or it's the way we build voice agents. And first tip or first thing that people don't use as often as they should be is using the knowledge base as a global node. We have stopped basically using knowledge bases as static nodes. They are only global nodes. What that means is that we don't have to worry about what does the bot know, what does it not know, unless within the conversation there's a specific portion where people always have questions, or even if you have a list of questions that you need to know which ones to ask, then sure, might make sense. But pretty much 90% of our agents don't have static knowledge bases or don't have knowledge bases within the pathways. It's all global. Just do a standard global node, comprehensive, frequently asked questions, and whenever it detects that it needs it, it'll just go and it'll continue the conversation as if nothing happened. The actual condition node that we have for this is pretty straightforward. If the user has a question about our services or our products, go to this node. For appointment booking, it's actually very similar. A lot of these are about the global node because it's such a powerful concept. Basically, what we've done and what we found, especially for inbound receptionist type deals, where there's not necessarily a specific goal for the agent. It's not necessarily meant to book an appointment. It's not meant to do customer service, or it's not meant to achieve a specific goal. You're just kind of receiving calls, and some people are calling for a very succinct reason. Some people are just calling to ramble. The appointment start global node has been so helpful because we can focus on, if somebody wants to book an appointment, we have a list of questions we have to ask. We don't have to worry about how to integrate it correctly with the entire pathways because it's just one arm, and it's always triggered by the appointment start node, which means that we can configure the receptions however we'd like, but the appointment start stays the same. Does that make sense, Mark?
Absolutely.
Make a dedicated global node that gets triggered by keywords related to scheduling, collects all necessary data, info, etc. It's just one less thing to have to worry about when building these things. My favorite one. When I found this out, I thought it was genius. Live transfers. We had a lot of trouble with live transfers because it was so fragile in the sense that every time somebody, even if the agent was just suggesting the idea of a live transfer, I would just receive phone calls. It would just start calling. It got really, really frustrating. So what we've done and is basically to add a friction point between, if you're not familiar with what you're looking at, is a global node, right? That has the wants to be transferred condition as a trigger, which means if somebody says they want to talk to an agent, they want to talk to a live human, it will go here. And then right after this, it goes straight to a confirm transfer node, which is a standard node, which means it's not being transferred yet. And what this node's job is to basically confirm or ask the user, hey, look, I'm about to transfer you. Do you really want this to happen or no? It's like a last chance or last stop before the bus goes to the live transfer. If they say, yeah, I do want to be transferred, then it goes to a transfer action. But if they say no, it goes straight back into wherever I need it to go. If it's knowledge base, whether it's the beginning of the conversation, really up to you. But the main idea I want to get across is that this friction point right here avoids so many problems because it forces the agent to get an explicit yes from the user before transferring.
Dumbed
So
down
it's
example, just a very dumbed down
yeah.
example, because just popped up. You know, when you have an account, let's say it's a SaaS app, and you go and there's a delete account option. It's in red and it's in all in caps.
Yeah.
And then you have to go and click delete account, and then it asks you a pop-up, are you sure you can't recover your information if you delete your account? And you click yes explicitly. So it's kind of that same analogy, but in the conversation, where it's like, are you sure you want me to transfer you? And then acts as that friction point.
That's literally what it is. That's an amazing analogy. Yes, 100%.
Thank you. I passed.
Yeah, good. And then yeah, so like I said here, the and this is kind of the trick is whenever you're doing this live wants to be live transferred, you don't actually put anything in the prompt of the transfer like the global node. What you do is you'll see here and there's an option that says enable forwarding, which means that it will actually not consider the answer of the global node. It will directly go to confirm transfer, which is so the next thing it'll say is, hey, look, would you like me to transfer you right now? And if they say yes, I would, then it transfer you. If they say no, then it goes back into the conversation. And the key is just understanding your news, what your users need, and designing the AI to address those needs in an efficient and effective way. Because the whole purpose of these voice agents isn't to direct calls to just go to other people; it's to actually do stuff. And having that "Are you sure you want to delete your account?" sort of button or node just helps a lot because some people they don't necessarily need to speak to a human. And our job is to try to lessen the volume of calls that come in that can be avoided. So if we can't avoid it, if we can't avoid live transfers, we do, unless that is the objective of the agent. But that's kind of the big three main discoveries. Just these three nodes right here: live transfer, friction point, appointment booking, global node, and the fact that I don't have to worry about my appointment booking pathway. Huge, huge discoveries. And global node. Just those three, you can do a lot with them.
Yeah, so those three are the main nuggets, kind of like the super TLDRs. We go into depth into each and every one of these and how it actually works and operationalizes in the app in the other videos released. One more extra Easter egg nugget is when it comes to prompting, one thing we've mentioned in passing in the videos is it might be daunting to write these prompts yourself. So in the Google Docs we've put in the other videos, you'll see that we have example prompts. You can literally take those prompts, even if they're a screenshot, throw it into ChatGPT, tell it to act as a prompt engineer for a conversational AI calling app, and then let it prompt using our style or whatever style you find and have it prompt for you and have it write conditions for you. So the average person isn't writing meaningful or insightful conditions, and that leads to a suboptimal performing agent. You can skip time and cheat time by actually going to ChatGPT, having it write all these for you, and even coming up with the pathway. So come up with a pathway, and sometimes it'll actually draw a diagram for you of what it should look like. And all you have to do is kind of take that and emulate it in Blend. So if you're trying to get hyper cheat code, that's an example. And one more thing, again, it's just the Saucecast that's coming live. You could literally take all of our Google Docs over the past 4 videos, download them all, dump it into a ChatGPT, and help it let you build your first agent and understand what pathway you have to create, the nodes you have to create, and the prompt you have to create, using all of that knowledge that we've already really packaged and zipped down for you. We meant for this to be as short and succinct as possible and just drop as many nuggets for this nugget fest. So that's it for today in terms of the Saucecast. We'll be coming with another few videos when it makes sense to. Other than that, Taha, thank you as always for your service, sir.
It's always a pleasure, Mark. Thanks for having me on. And by the way, if you are a business owner or if you're an agency looking to resell these, but you don't want to have to spend the time learning about how to build these agents, there will be some links in the description. This is a service that we offer as a fully managed solution or a handoff, up to you. Links for that will be in the description.
Otherwise, yeah, we'll catch you in the next video. Let us know in the comments below if there's something else that's piquing your curiosity, and we'll see you again soon.